What is up, YouTubers, gamers and hobbyists? Welcome to On the Bench Repeat, the series you put it on in the background as you hobby or paint along with me. Grab your glues, brushes, models, paints, whatever you need. I'm assembling some aliens and it's quite painful, so I need you along for the ride to help me out here because it is, well, they're not the easiest, I'll be honest. But anyway, join me and you'll help me get through it, and perhaps I can help you get through whatever you're doing, and together we'll get stuff done. Right, let's get to the bench. Alright, so this is my bench, and here I am assembling aliens, and they're not going together the easiest. They're not the nicest of models to work on, I'll be honest. Now, I heard these sort of comments about it, and I thought at the time, well, these are obviously these people aren't used to model making. They're just board gamers, and you've got to build the models in order to play this game. And you know, I get what they're trying to do here. Trying to probably be a little bit like Games Workshop in that respect, but these models, they're not complex to build. You know, they're easy enough to build, as in how to build them. They just don't go together well. I don't think they're well designed. I don't know, but the miniatures, when they're done, they look awesome. They're pretty cool. And so, yeah, I've got to get them done. And then they'll be on my board. And I'll be playing games of Alien, Another Glorious Day in the Core. I mean, I've only got one more sprue to do after these two, so it's not all bad. It could be worse. Not the easiest models in the world to put together. I'll be honest with you. In fact, they're downright horrible. So I nearly tore this guy off the base just putting it on there, putting the head on. That's not how I want it to go down. The tails are particularly problematic, so if you do get this game, watch out. The tails don't go on easily. I don't know, you'll be thinking, yeah, I'm a model builder, I can make these tails fit. Yeah, but they're just not, they're not the nicest. We'll just, you know, leave it at that. Okay, gonna pop his tail on there. And it's starting to rain. The weather here is pretty awful right now. You know, it's that time of year though, I suppose. So, you know, what do you expect? Really, it's the wintry, rainy, blustery, horrible weather type season now, and that's just the way it is, I'm afraid. Right, now I want this on here. I don't want it going wonky. The tails are long. That can be problematic. It can be because it's you know, like a counterbalance weight issue thing, and gravity will pull it to one side or down or up or whatever way you don't want it to go. Does make for a unique looking alien each time though, so when they're all done I will show them off, the aliens, because I'm quite chuffed with them. I won't put his tail on yet, and didn't get that bit of detritus out the way there. God damn it. Trouble is, this Tamiya glue is a quick setting one. You can't mess around with it too much. You don't get much wiggle time, as it were. And this is another one that's coming off his base. Head's breaking on that one. Fine. Put him up there. We'll get you a new head. How about you get a head that's been cleaned? How about you do that small thing, Pete? Heads are interchangeable as I understand, but... Nope, nothing like that one either. Oh, goodness sake. Just find one. Well, at the end of the day, I think this was the last one, so I think if I can't get a head to fit well, this is Alien D on the sprue, and they have 2 heads each. And yeah, you know, so if I'm not finding much joy with these, oh come on now. I'm going to take one of the head Ds from off the sprue, which is exactly what I'm going to do. Right, so D with your tongue out. Yeah, you get a choice of 2 heads. Some of them have got their tongues poking out. So that's kind of quite neat. Let's file a bit down there. Let us see how this head fares, shall we? Because this is the one for it. Seems to be going on better. See, you can't keep a good modeler down, but he needs to dry thoroughly before we attach the rest of it. Right, so what I propose to do, well, see, this model, what I propose to do is do the rest of the models on here. So perhaps if we do D on this sprue first, doing it a different way around here now, I can get something done here. So, haha. Did you get your drinks and that ready, guys? Because probably going to take me all session to do this sprue, I would imagine. I don't know. I mean, certainly not painting today. It's a real pain. I mean, I've got more cleanup to do, but I've got to wait until the glue is like properly dry and so on and so forth. Blah blah blah. When I've done that, I'll show you the models. One more arm to do. Right, okay. Now I can start cleaning up this. Right. Now, what have I got to tell you guys? Oh, I've been watching The Punisher. Seems like an alright series. I'm about 4 episodes in, I would say. So I think I'm on the 5th episode next. Yeah, I'm enjoying it. It's quite good. I enjoyed Daredevil, and I think I'm going to enjoy Punisher. Yeah, similar, you know. There's a little bit of crossover with some of the characters, which is good. It tells you it's in the same universe. you know, all that good stuff. Which is good. Right, now I'm just going to file over these bits. I'm not a huge fan of the way these aliens attach to the base. Just not a huge fan of it. Not a huge fan of the way these aliens go together, actually. Period. Not like it. It's not good. It's not fun. But I am going to have fun painting them. I suspect they're going to be a lot more fun to paint than they are to build. Yeah, it's not that they're hard to build, it's just that they're a pain in the ass to build. Not a pleasant building experience. I've had that in the past with certain models. I remember when I first did my drop pod. Oh, I mean, it started to go together, right? But at the end, I needed like 20 pairs of hands to hold it together. I could probably do a better job now, I would imagine. It was a very long time ago with my drop pod. Yeah. But do you ever get models like that? You know, models where they're like a pain in the backside to put together. Once they're done, though, it's like, oh, amazing model. Really cool. Ah, come on. Nothing worse than getting glue on your model. I would say the tails are the worst thing to put on when I get their arms on. So I don't want to lose them, you see. Pick up the tail and you think, oh crap, there's some extra stuff you got to do on it. Well, I've certainly got a variety of tails going on here. Could still do with a little guidance or a little support. Right, so I'll leave him on there. Right, so his arms have still got to go on. Now, I need to put this dude's head on. Make sure head is clean. Be my birthday this year. Well, obviously it's going to be my birthday at some point in the year. It'll be my birthday soon this year, and I'm going to reach the magic 50. And I am very grateful to be reaching this crazy number, because you know, so many people I know in my life didn't make it. I would say it's easier to put the heads on when the rest of it is still a little wet. So there's another little tip, a little gem for you. Let's dry fit this guy first here. So looking at my sprue after these two, I've only got 3 more alien models to build. Now, that's nothing, you might say. Aha, but it is, because they take a while. I'm kind of in a bit of a routine here now. I intend to build them all today, so that the next time I come out here, I'm able to. I'm going to be able to look at prepping them for primer and stuff like that. Working out, okay, the fun stuff, like what colour scheme am I going to use and all that good stuff. So yeah, that's all that's going to be good. Looking forward to that. And I've got my course to do as well. Let's not forget that. Those of you that don't know, I'm doing a course on, well, the first course I'm doing is Word for Beginners. I mean, I've used Word, but to get to know the real ins and outs of it and gain a qualification in it is what I need to get me off my knees in a workplace and in an office-based type of role. So that's what I'm doing. When I've done that, I'm going to do Excel for beginners, and then I'm going to go back to Word and do Excel for Word for the more intermediate one. Then the more intermediate Excel. So that's my plan, ladies and gents. I've got my heating on because it's a little bit chilly, you know. Right, so this guy here. I wonder if I could pop his arms on whilst I'm waiting for the rest of him to kind of get more rigid. Okay, so just his tail to do now. So I will wait for him to dry. Goodness me. Goodness me. And my wife finishes work soon, so she'll be calling me when she's on her way home. Don't worry, we'll be done here before then. Got another half hour here yet. Whoa. But I'd like to work in the area she works in, but it has a lot of opportunities, you see, where she works. Working on behalf of the Ministry of Defence, and there's a load of, I mean, I used to work for them years ago. I've done a lot that's in my lifetime, haven't I? That's testament to how old I am and how much experience I've got. But yeah, it'd be nice to be have a more like a clerical role, and I'm sure I can do that if I learn the skills and gain the right qualifications. I'm certain I can do it. You know, and the other good thing about them as like an employer, from an employee's perspective, is they're going nowhere. Yeah. They're going absolutely nowhere. So, yeah. No worries about the future there. I mean, I'm not worried about the future where I am now, currently doing retail, and it's okay. It's just I can't see me doing it for very long. I don't think I can keep doing it physically until I retire. I just don't think I have it in me. I mean, if I thought I could, I'd probably stick it out. But not only that, if I've got skills in, you know, office applications, software and that, I mean, you know, Lord knows, I'm not a complete stranger to a computer. But in this day and age, you've got to have the qualifications to back up your knowledge. And, you know, I'm not going to be arrogant and say, oh, I already know everything I need to know about, like, a word processor. Because, no, I've already learnt a couple of things that I didn't realise. And that's just on the beginning, like, the basics. So imagine what I'm going to learn on the intermediate stuff. But, yeah, I'm going to get it done. And that's my plan. To get into the office, or even if I can work from home, because I'm you know, I'm clinically extremely vulnerable in that category. So if this stuff is still going on and I have to work from home, I can, you know, and I can still work, you know, and I can still work and get paid, and you know, whatever hours that are needed. That's a big thing, you know. Because the thing with retail jobs is you don't get your basic contract. You don't seem to get full-time contracts anymore in the retail industry. Like, you know, you don't get like a 40-hour week anymore. Well, a lot of places, it's not just retail, but retail, you know, you'll get like a 20-hour contract, and then you just make up your hours with overtime. So when they say, right, you got to stay at home and shield now, even if they pay you, they'll only be paying you your basic contracted hours, and that isn't going to be enough. So if I'm in a job where I can work from home, okay, I'll stay home. I'll shield whatever you want me to do, but I can still work. Now that is what I call awesome. Whereas my wife, she was working from home for a while with the civil engineering company she worked for. But she just didn't really like it. She preferred going into a workplace, you know, because you get the atmosphere, you get the banter with colleagues and all the rest of it, which you don't get when you stay at home. Me though, I feel myself. I've done all that. I've been there. I've done that. When I worked for Sainsbury's, I worked with a couple of young lads, and they were brilliant. They were really good laugh, and that, you know. But at the end of the day, I can work just as happily on my own at home. I'm that type of guy, you know. You know, I do this hobby for goodness sake. You know, I'm used to doing things solo. Look at my solo gaming. And so, and I'll talk about that in a moment as well. I know I haven't put up a solo RPG video in a while. Things have been difficult. They take an awful lot of preparation. It's not that I mind doing it, it's just that I have not had that much time. See, these videos, hour, sit down, turn on the camera, I'm pretty much done. But those videos take a little bit longer, well, quite a bit longer actually, to film, set up and edit. So it's not that I'm not liking it, it's just that I haven't had the time to do it with all my other things I'm doing at the moment. Don't forget, I'm doing a bit of DIY as well now, doing the my kitchen floor, retiling some of the tiles because they got cracks in them, and the job is I don't want to end up having to retile the whole floor. So the job is just extracting the tiles that are broken without breaking any around it, and then putting the new ones in, which I've already got. I'm thankful for that. And on my next block of days off, which would be my days off, because I'm still kind of working to a work schedule, but I'm using my work days as my college days, as it were. Although I did probably 2 days worth of work yesterday, so I thought, oh, I need some time away from it, because your brain gets a bit fried when you do it. I'm enjoying it, and I'm the type I can just sit there and keep going for it. It'll take my wife to say, look, come on, I think you've done it more than enough now for a while. I'll have a bit of a break from it. And so that's what I'm going to do. So I'm just cleaning up the tail on this one. I broke one of the tails on one of my aliens today, actually, doing this very task. Gotta watch these tips on the tails. I don't like the sprue points. There's too many sprue points, contact points. And then you got a load of cleanup to do. And they're not the best contact to the model either. The bits you glue together, I don't think. Right, so that's that done. Right, now let's see. Just dry fitting for his tail. Right. I don't know whether Superglue would be better or worse for doing these models. I know of one person in internet land who is using Superglue to glue these models together. I know of people that use Superglue to glue their Games Workshop models together, so each to their own. It's what works best for you, isn't it? I mean, the beauty with Superglue is it's got 2 more left to do on this sprue. Yeah, boy. The beauty of Superglue, of course, is it dries quicker, sets quicker, but it doesn't melt the plastic together, so you don't get as strong a bond. But it's the drying of the bond of the pieces that's the problematic part here, and you just want to get on and play, and I understand that totally. Yeah, I mean, I would have thought, given that these board games are bought by gamers, like board gamers, not model makers, a lot of the time. I mean, obviously I'm buying it, but you'd think they'd have easier models for the players to put together, because they've got to put them together to play. Then I've only got one left to do, which is good, and I'm gonna clip him off as well. Heck, let's do it. Let's do this thing. Let's get these nasty sprues out of the way, so I don't like them. And they're very close to the pieces as well, you know. Difficult to get your cutters in. You know, all these things. But I've seen the playthroughs. Looks awesome, this game. It looks pretty awesome. And I'm all for anything I can play solo, you know me. Try the solo thing. I did think, I mean, games like Zombicide and Resi, I do prefer to play with my family, if I'm truthful. But that's not to say I don't get a lot of enjoyment playing them on my own as well. I mean, Zombicide I prefer because we're all so used to it. And we have a lot of banter between us, you know. It's just cool. Not the greatest in history, but here we are. It's another sprue. Right, good. Get rid of that. Not sorry to see the back of those sprues. I will be totally honest with you. 41 minutes in. Right. We're on schedule. This is good. Right. Start tidying up these bits. The remainder. Then all I've got left is assets and hazards. 2 sprues. These ones here in front of me. And they should be a lot simpler to put together. And essentially what they are, they're just replacing some of the cardboard components in Aliens AnotherGlorious Day in the core, like computer terminals, the guns, like the sentry guns, those ones you see in the extended edition of Aliens. So one of the characters I don't have is Bishop, and he's in the expansion, Get Away From Her, You Bitch, it's called. That's what Ripley says to the Queen in regards to Newt. Bishop's in that box, and he's a character. He's one of my favourite characters, isn't it? Actually, Bishop and Hudson, my two favourite characters. Game over, man. Game over. Yeah, they're my two favourite characters. I mean, even if Bishop, he's not going to be able to fire a weapon because I don't think he's programmed to do that. But neither is Newt. So I mean, you can play her. She's got a character card. See, Bishop in the Aliens, he's kind of, you wonder to start with, is he, because the android in the first movie, Alien, he obviously went bad, and you've got the sleazy company guy, and Bishop is kind of made, by the company, as it were, and so you do kind of wonder where his loyalties lie, but he seems alright. He seems to have all his components screwed together. As it were. Right. I really want to get this head on here. Yeah. It's a fine line putting these body parts together. Yeah. You need a little bit of pliability. So the next time I come to work on these bad boys, they should all be quite solid and stable. And I shouldn't have much work to do on them. On the work I do, shouldn't affect it, and I can prep them then for priming. I can feel my coffee is very hot. I'm going to attempt a sip of it. Do you have a go-to drink when you're modelling? I know some of you use energy drinks. I used to be really into those once upon a time. I don't need them so much now. I mean, I really needed them at the time. And I wondered why I needed them. That was a long time ago. Now, knowing I've got MS, it was obvious why I needed them. I needed them just to function. It's going to be good. Turn my heater off for a while. I think you get a queen, alien queen in Get Away From Her You Bitch expansion. I think. Don't quote me on that. What with my birthday coming up, Mrs. Mini Warzone might. She said she might get me that. If I'm good for my birthday. So I may end up with that as a birthday gift, which would be amazing. I've got lots of work to do. Right. Whoo-wee. The tails are definitely the hardest part of putting on these models. Without a shadow of a doubt. "53 minutes. Well, you know. Right, let's get to the last one then, shall we? Let's tidy up all the bits on this last one. That'll make 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. That'll make 16 alien models. I've seen a guy run out of them on one of the playthroughs. He used models from or alien representations from another game. He had some alien game, some older game, not AVP. They were actually cardboard. Just meet me at the table if you want to know the channel. If you want to see playthroughs, good playthroughs of this game. Meet me at the table is the channel, and yeah, so he used those to make up the numbers. I suppose I could use gene stealers. Could always get some gene stealers. Just get some second-hand ones, strip them down and paint them black so they could be more alien. But at the end of the day, I've got this alien. I've got the aliens done pretty much. Even if I have to close early and say goodbye to you, I mean, I've done them. It won't take me a moment to finish up. You know, I'm awaiting call from my wife. You understand? I'll be back with you next week. Of course. I'm actually seeing if I can replicate a character sheet on Word for my RPG games. Yeah, rather than just draw them, because at the moment I just draw them out, like, because I'm old school. Yeah, I just write them out in pencil as well. I can remember back in the day, you know, if you used pen for the stuff, you used a ruler for lines, things like, you know, you were really serious. Your character, you were serious about that character. Remember printing out my first character sheet with a dot matrix printer back in the day, and it was awesome. thought we'd landed, you know, in the professional role-playing world. But yeah. Come on, you. Right. Let's get you stood on your base at least. No, actually, no. Let's put your head on first, because that does seem to be the easiest way of doing it. Put the head on before you put him on the base. I mean, you'll work your own way out if you're doing this set, but I do recommend putting the head on before you you attach the miniatures to your base. I'm nearly there with the worst part of it over. I'll be so glad to see the back of building these. Right, now we can put him on the base. Well, look at that. I think we can get some arms on this bad boy. His tail's still being problematic on one off. You can't see he's off camera. He's just been a pain in the ass. Been a right pain in the ass, actually. Right. I think that is where I'm going to leave it in this video. Thanks ever so much for watching and hobbying along with me. It's different. It feels different having you here as opposed to not having the camera on. I feel more alone when there's no camera. I know I'm technically on my own anyway, regardless, but I can't explain it. It's just, it is different. But I do appreciate you being along with me whenever that may be. And yeah, don't forget, let me know what you're working on. Please like the video if you like it. Please dislike it if you dislike it. You know, either way, it's an interaction, okay? So that's all. Share it if you like it, and if you want to help support the channel, check out my Patreon account, link on the home screen, and that will give you access to exclusive videos, and there'll be some exciting ones coming in the future for Patreon. So yeah, so thanks very much. The next lot of alien stuff should be way more interesting, and I've got assets and hazards to do next, so that'll be good. I don't know if I'll make a video doing that or not, but yeah, either way, I'll be putting some primer on, at least hopefully, next time we get around to an on the bench, and that's pretty exciting. So thanks again. Remember, all brushes lead to all, and bye for now. Bye bye.